Chris Trott with TaylorMade, this time at Prestwick Golf Club in Scotland. Second shot into this hole. Quite often you're going to be here, just short. It's uphill all the way, and you can see that if you get down low. The back of the green is much higher than the front. The prevailing wind, you get it a lot in Scotland if we're looking at the flag, is off the left into. So I've got my Spider GT from off the fringe. I'm choosing it because it's going to be a much easier option when it comes to chipping. Now when it comes to your Spider GT, it's high MOI. You've got all the weight in the wings of the putter. It's pushed to the edge of the putter, and you have this new pure roll too. Well, that insert is your contact point with the golf ball. It's going to get the ball in forward motion. So something like this, which is going to be used a lot, certainly when you put it from off the green, it's a good thing to have. The next thing I love about this Spider GT is when you put it down, and you can see this from the top here, it frames the ball perfectly. You have the wings at the back and then also the lines that help frame the golf ball, all key. Now some tips when it comes to hitting this. Don't worry so much, it's uphill, so you're going to need to give it some pace, but try and take in what's beyond the hole. Give yourself a feel. And as you come back into taking your practice strokes, give yourself a feel. And I love to have my practice strokes looking at where I'm trying to go. Get a feel, have a few practice swings, get the feel. I've already read the line, get into it, take an intermediate aim point on the fringe there that you want to hit over. One look, back, and then roll it. And let the contours bring it back. Not bad, left myself about 3-4 feet off the left. I'm a long way away, but the strike was right out the middle of that insert, and you could see it was really grabbing to get up the hill. It's quite often when you play at courses like this, the better choice based on how firm it is round here and how tricky this chip would be just to carry that mound. So we're in this situation again, and the truth is when you play in Scotland with all the wind directions, or any golf course for that matter that has wind, you can find yourself a little bit out of position quite often, and if you've been fortunate enough that it doesn't undulate and put you in one of those nasty traps, then you're here again with a long putt. The key to it is your GT is going to have that stability like I told you. So don't worry so much about strike and your technique, but take in your surroundings. For this one, you know, I've got the town of Prestwick in the background. I've got a bell there though that's a pretty good target line for my target beyond. I want to take in my surroundings. You can walk up and see it. The shadow of the flag is where this ball is going to come down into the hole. There's a mark here that I don't hate, which is a good reference point. Obviously, you don't want to put over stones and stuff, but I'm not going to move it. And I'm going to come back. Actually, again, don't hate it. So I'm going to set up a little bit left of it. Don't get too close to the ball this time because I really want to focus on pace as I take my practice strokes. Again, looking at where I want to go. Step into it, take the target, look at the intermediate target. Just one last look at the bell to make sure I'm not short, and then now, as it loses pace, it's going to trickle on down. That might be the best putt I've hit in the history of my own golf game. Another tricky one just off the green. Not so worried about the fringe because it's going to move at pace through here. Reference point number one, because it's a left to right putt. Again, I'm taking in all the information. But this one's a little different to the previous attempt because you want it to be dying of pace at this point. So quite often you'll see guys come out on the Pro Tours and they're looking at the top of the apex and they're looking at the dying point for the pace. Again, trying to get a feel. As the ball's losing pace, that's where it's going to be breaking the most. As we come back to this, again, taking the information of the midpoint. The thing I love about this putter and midpoint alignment is that it frames it, the wings frame it. So again, we've got our point, get your balance. This is good. This is good, settle down that hill, settle. What a way to finish that. I mean, if that's not forcing you to think about considering one of these when it comes to the stability and getting results like that, I don't know what else to do to you. A lot of tips in there. Check it out, Spider GT.